Hello and welcome to episode 34 of Marbella with him and her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray.
It's a giggle-free zone this week.
I know, look at me being all sensible.
Being grown up.
I know, like a real adult.
Nearly.
Yeah. I went back to choir this week. The Del Sol Singers, we get together every Tuesday evening at Atalaya. And we always have a break for the summer, but we started again about a month ago, but I didn't because of Abigail's party rehearsals, so it was my first one back. And I think the last one must have been in like May, June. It's ages since I've done singing.
Did you remember how to?
I did remember how to. It was great. We're full on Christmas mode. We're doing all the Christmas repertoire because we've got loads of Christmas gigs.
Yes, but you're not here for all of them.
No. I'm away for 2 of them, but we've got, is it 9 or 11? Like, loads.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have I got to go to every one?
No.
I mean, I'd love to.
But thanks for your support. No, it will be a lot to go to all of them, considering it's the same set.
I might as well join the choir.
We've got 3 at the Sala, but I'm only going to be there for the Christmas Eve one.
They've already put it up. I've seen the poster.
Yeah, they've been promoting it. They said some really nice things about us as well. I can't remember what it was, but it was very complimentary.
Oh, I'm glad my money was well spent.
Oh, don't say that. So good to be back at choir. And we had my friend Nikki from London and her goddaughter over.
It wasn't her goddaughter. It's actually your goddaughter. It's actually her
my
daughter.
Her daughter, my goddaughter.
There you go.
Yes, good
That's
point.
why I'm here, to correct you when you go wrong.
Very, very true. And we went to, after choir, we went to Inch and had a lovely meal. It was really, really good food. Their uramaki tempura prawns, the sushi with, because Nikki's not a massive sushi fan, but this one's good because it's not raw fish. It's slightly warm because they deep fry the tempura prawns and then put it into sushi. Absolutely delicious. And their chicken noodles as well, which is one of our favourites.
So Inch is just by the pharmacy on the boulevard, really, isn't it? It's just opposite Hogan Stand. So it's on the other side of the road or the other side of the boulevard.
And it's really popular. It's always busy. In the summer, there's queues sometimes to go there.
Funny name, though, isn't it? Inch.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that comes from.
It just reminds me when I was growing up, there used to be a cartoon series called Inch High Private Eye.
Oh, really?
Yes, and he was only an inch high, believe it or not.
Funnily enough, clues in the title.
Yep.
We then on Wednesday night had them over for dinner and did some lovely food. You did 2 different types of spaghetti.
Yes, well, your goddaughter, if you can remember that, she loves, I should say, clams.
Yeah.
So
we do too.
We do, yeah. So I made spaghetti vongole and put that in one dish. I think Nikki doesn't like clams,
correct.
He told me, which is why I also made spaghetti with smoked salmon and cream cheese.
Which is gorgeous, and that's one of our faves.
And that one in the other bowl, so we could sort of pick at each one.
A little bit of each. It was really nice. And we watched Abigail's party. Yes, our Abigail's party.
And they filmed it on the Sunday night, and that was our best night, really,
yes,
performance-wise. So it looks like we're proper professionals.
So yeah, it was really funny to see. I was a little bit nervous at the beginning, but realised I didn't need to be because I didn't need to worry about my lines. I could just watch and enjoy.
Yes, and we've got another screening coming soon, haven't we?
Yes.
Which I found out you forgot to tell me that.
Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah.
And they told me that.
Okay. You played golf for the first time in a year.
Yes, I did. And just, to ease in gently, I played Alcaidesa Links course, which is probably one of the hardest.
And expensive normally.
Yeah, so the off-the-shelf price for Alcaidesa at the moment is about €250 each.
Ooh.
Luckily, it was an invite from a client.
Nice.
So we had a 4-ball, and it was the weather. It was raining sort of on the way there, a little bit of spitting on the windshield. Listen to me, American windshield.
Windshield?
Yeah, I got all American. And by the time we got there, the sun came out, and it was the most glorious day.
Nice.
And I played all right.
You seem to do that often. You don't play for a long time, and then you do, and you play really well.
Yeah, no, I did okay.
And for people who don't know, just to explain what a links course is.
It's by the sea.
I thought it was that you can see the hole by all of the No, you can see the sea by all of the holes.
Well, if that's what you read when you looked it up, then we'll go with yours.
No, it's when I used to work in real estate. That was the Lowy.
Ask me questions. Warn me if you're going to ask me a question. I can look it up then.
Assumed you'd know. Something to do with being by the sea, anyway.
Yeah. It's a hard course.
Dad and I went for our Friday brunch, and we thought we'd head down to the coast this time and go to Exotica, which we've all been to before. I had really nice lunches there. I hadn't been there for breakfast for a long time. I think I went there for breakfast when they first opened, but they've got a much more extensive menu now. And I have to say, they put their prices up.
Yeah, you just told me this before we started the podcast, and you said €10 for like fried eggs on toast.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even mention the on toast bit. I assume it would be on toast, but it literally said fried eggs, €10, scrambled eggs, €10.
So
scrambled eggs with smoked salmon on toast, €14. I mean, really pricey.
These hens must be golden hens,
Probably.
like golden eggs, because for that price, they've got to be something special.
I mean, I know the portion sizes are quite big. We opted to have tomato and avocado on toast, and it was beautifully presented, all sliced with some edible flowers on top. Very nice.
That'll be why it's €10.
Well, yeah. No, this was €6.
Would have been 4 without the flowers.
Stop it. But there were 2 pieces of toast, which is nice. I've been to a lot of places and you get 1 piece of toast. Yeah, if 2. So
It's a strange thing. I mean, Exotica is on the beachfront. So
yeah,
I think
great
probably
location.
paying a premium for that possibly. It's interesting because as I mentioned it a few weeks ago, because I read it in the Surrey English that there were these restaurants or cafes, in Malaga that you could eat for under a tenner. And I really want to do that in San Pedro. I was walking around San Pedro this weekend and I saw loads of tiny places that I've never seen before. And I'm really interested to see how much these places charge for breakfast and a coffee and orange juice and really see where the best value breakfast is in San Pedro. That's going to be our mission.
Well, I think Pandora's pretty difficult to beat.
Yeah, well, you love it there, but I reckon if you go off the beaten track as well, you might be very surprised.
Okay, we'll have a little venture out. But yes, Exotica, it was really busy. It's always packed. It's a brilliant location. But yeah, they've definitely put their prices up for brekkie. You then, after your adventurous day on Thursday, had an even more adventurous day on Friday.
I was swinging from the trees.
Literally.
Like Tarzan, but without Jane.
Oh, is that the noise Tarzan makes?
Sort of. That sounds like he's at the dentist, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever go in for a Tarzan competition.
Right, okay, tell us what you did.
So, Amazonia is in Alveria, and it's...
You sounded very posh then. Amazonia.
I can be when I want to be. Amazonia.
Just be you.
It's in the trees in Alveria, and one would go there if one wants to swing with trees and monkeys. It's basically an adventure playground in the trees, and there's all different levels. So obviously they've got children's levels there, and then for the adults you have sort of, I think it's 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we started on level number 3, and that was quite difficult, and it wasn't that high off the ground, but it was still quite difficult. You basically have to step across things that move in the tree. You're harnessed in, so you can't kill yourself because you've got harnesses.
Good.
But at the same time, you literally...
Using all your muscles.
Like every single muscle in your body and your core and everything. And then when we did level 5, which is really high up, I mean, that was so difficult. So there's one bit that you get to, which is like very, very high up, and you've got a rope. So you pull this rope up, and it's got a knot on it, and you have to hang on and basically swing over to this cargo net, and you hit it at a rate of knots, and then you swing away. And then what you're meant to do is swing back and grab the cargo net with both hands, which I failed to do. So the guy had
that program on TV where these like super athletes are doing it.
Well, yeah, but they just run through it.
Yeah.
I was not running. And I don't like heights, so it's really quite interesting because at some parts of it I could feel myself physically shaking and I felt sick.
Oh, no.
But I did really well. I was very, very tired when I got home. You had gone out to play and I just had a bath with some special salts for aches and pains and laid on the bed and didn't move again.
And your stomach was still hurting, huh?
It still hurts now. And even afterwards, someone made me laugh and I think I pulled a muscle in my stomach because it was so tight from engaging my core.
Oh, dear. But it's a great day out, particularly for kids, clearly. Amazonia, it's called. It's in Alveria, in, Nogüeles. It's Nogüeles Park.
Nowhere near Nogüeles.
Oh, okay.
It's in Alveria.
Alveria.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I went out to La Grappa again, where we went for the Abigail's party, after-show party thing, because our friend Karen was singing. Karen, who runs the Del Sol Singers, the choir that we're part of. And it was a fabulous night. There were 3 tables full of various friends who had all booked to see Karen sing. So there's a great group of people there. And it was just brilliant atmosphere. She did some great songs. We were all up singing and dancing. And she kept handing me the microphone, or Sheila the microphone, and we were all singing different bits. And it was
don't
brilliant.
need much encouragement, do you, to get up and dance and sing?
You're quite right. So yeah, it was a great night. And fabulous food again. Brilliant value.
Yeah, well, it's a good Italian restaurant, basically. So if you want good value and good food, and by the sounds of it, a bit of an atmosphere, because I think they have singers on at various nights as well.
Yeah, and certainly not every night, but there are regular singers.
Highly recommended.
Definitely. And then last night, we went to a murder mystery night at our friends Debbie and Peter's house. It was called the Smash Hit Poll Winners Party, and I grew up watching those on TV, so I was incredibly excited. We were all given various character names, so I was Tina Turnaround, in other words, Tina Turner. You were Teddy Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
My dad was Tom Groans, i.e. Tom Jones. Debbie was Katie Shrubs, Kate Bush.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say it. I was not going to thinking of something that rhymes with shrubs, and I'm like,
Then there was May Donna, which was Madonna. That was Bev's character. Peter was Elton Gone. Sheila was Mimi Mia, which was the ABBA one, from the famous group Baba. That's where that came from. And then Jamie was Mike Jaggerty, who was the lead singer of the Tumbling Rocks, i.e. the Rolling Stones. And everyone made such a great effort with their character outfit. Everyone looked brilliant, didn't they?
well, it's not like we dress up much at all, is it? So, you know.
So I bought this wig, and it didn't arrive. I had to buy it twice. I'm still waiting for the refund from the original wig. It was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. So as Tina Turner, I sent PJ about 7 different photos of different wigs, saying, which one do you think's the best Tina Turner wig? Because some of them were a bit kind of Rod Stewart-like, really spiky and odd looking. So the one that he picked was the one that I liked the most, which was more kind of curly. I got it eventually when it arrived, only a few days before the party in the end. I put it on and we both burst into laughter because it was a little bit more like Kevin.
Yeah, you did look like a sort of 1980s footballer. Sort of either Kevin Keegan or Chris Waddle.
But it was all right.
Yeah, you pulled it off.
I pulled it off, thank you. And we had to buy a fake moustache for your Teddy Mercury because you wouldn't keep yours for another couple of weeks.
I'm never growing one of those again,
No.
you know.
Okay, and we got you a white vest.
Yes, which wasn't easy to find. And when I actually went into a Chinese shop, or Chinese bazaar that they called them here, and they had some, and they had them in different sizes. So they had started at large. I thought, I'm normally medium, but I'll try the large. It was like wearing a bra. So I tried the extra large. It's still a bit bra-like. So I went for the extra, extra, extra large, and that was just about.
Yeah, which is crazy because you're hardly an extra, extra large. So it's a
Clearly in a Chinese vest I am.
Chinese vest you are. Oh, we gave you some eye makeup. Sheila did some dark eyes on you. Suited you.
I made the famous microphone from Band-Aid.
That was good.
With a blow-up pink microphone.
And you were doing the bit where you go, "Deo," and everyone else goes, "Ew," like that. But then we realised it sounded like
Commander One Go Home.
So it's a mixture of Harry Belafonte and one of the most iconic scenes
from Band-Aid.
Band-Aid. But what did they call it? In the murder mystery, it wasn't called Band-Aid, it was called the Elastoplast concert or something, which is hilarious. So it was very funny. Everyone looked brilliant. And it was a great fun night. And it was in Debbie and Peter's new place, which they'd done up, and it looked fabulous. And Debbie had put on a spread of food. She said just some salads and some cheese, but she'd really gone to town.
She'd poached a salmon.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Gorgeous. Great spread of food. So we had a lovely evening.
Thank you, Debbie and Peter.
Yes.
Stop the press. I won Last Man Standing.
Yes.
So we've been in this competition. It's a football competition. And you enter and you pick a football team. So there's a small fee to pay, but it goes into a pot. And basically, you win that pot if you're the last man standing. You have to choose a football team each week. You can't choose the same team twice. And if you lose or draw, you're out.
Yeah.
And if nobody wins at the end of it, it rolls over. But there was a lot of people that joined this one, so there was quite a decent amount of money in there.
Very nice.
And for the first time ever, I won.
It was very exciting.
And it wasn't an easy win, was it? So I chose Brentford, and Brentford were playing Ipswich. So it should, on paper, should have been a bit of a cinch.
Yeah.
Brentford went 2-0 down within sort of the first half. But by the end of the first half, Brentford were back to 2-2.
But before that, when they were down 2-0, the commentators were saying, well, this is unexpected. Ipswich haven't won a Premiership game since 2002. And we're going, yeah, all right, thanks for that.
Yeah, we don't hear this.
Yeah, and they haven't gone into the second half in the lead, which that then changed. But, I mean, my goodness, did it all change?
Well, yeah, and then during...
I had faith.
Yeah, you did. Well, then Brentford scored that third goal. So, we were there. We were jumping up and down. We're there. We've got another week at least. And then Ipswich equalised.
We couldn't believe it. So it was 3-3.
3-3 was about 2 minutes of injury time left. And then Brentford scored the winner.
Oh, it was amazing. I was literally jumping up and down on the bed. It was so good. But we figured that the other two guys were also going through to next week.
Because they were both on... There was only three of us left, and they were both on Brighton.
Who were playing Wolves.
That's correct.
And every time we were looking, so it was 1-0 up to Brighton, and then it was 2-0 up to Brighton.
And that was with about 85 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Or 85 minutes gone, rather.
So we just knew that
it's going to go over for another week. So, someone sent me a WhatsApp saying, well done, BJ. And I was like, yeah, thank you. It was tough to get through, but here we go for another week. And they're like, no, you've won. So I had a look at the score, and it was 2-2. Which meant that nobody won. So I won.
Oh, it was amazing. We were literally screaming, weren't we? Jumping up and down. It was very exciting. So well done, you.
Yeah, I am proud of myself.
And today we've had the best, laziest day. We've watched a whole series called The Diplomat, which was a 6-part series set in Barcelona.
Barcelona. See, that's me and my Teddy Mercury.
Yes, all about the British consulate. And it was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, so there was always a new story on each episode, but there was a main underlying story.
Yeah.
So they layered on another story on top each week, so it gave it something a bit different, but it was very good.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Unlike our lunch.
Yes, so you went to Inch earlier in the week and you said, let's get Inch.
Yeah, because it was so good, and I've been kind of dreaming about it ever since, this uramaki tempura prawns, which I've had there many times before. But when I had it on Tuesday, it was so good. And I was like, I need to have that more often. And their chicken noodles is, again, always delicious and one of our go-tos. So we fancied getting takeaway today. And I was like, let's have Inch because it was so good.
So first of all, you said, let's go through Glovo because you've used Glovo before.
Yeah.
And I wasn't being tight. I was just interested, that's all. Because I'm looking at things like chicken wings thinking, quite expensive for chicken wings. So I found the actual menu. And yeah, if we'd ordered everything through Glovo, it would have been at least €10 more because every item was a lot more expensive.
Yeah, so the uramaki tempura prawn sushi, for example, on Glovo was €17, whereas on the Inch website, they were 13. So that's quite a difference.
Yeah, and then when you add like €2 or €3 on per dish we were getting, it would have made quite a difference.
Yeah. So we went via the Inch website and we ordered these uramaki tempura prawns, chicken noodles and...
Spring rolls.
Spring rolls, yeah. And the guy said to me on the phone, I thought he said it will be less than an hour. But then when we'd been waiting an hour, I called him back and he said, no, I said to you it won't be less than an hour.
Which is a really odd thing.
Yeah. And I said, won't be less than an hour, so it could be 5 hours then.
It's an odd
committing to that kind. And he's like, no, it's on its way. Oh, okay, brilliant, thank you very much. So we waited over an hour, which is a long time. It's not bloody August.
And already up the road.
Yeah, that's a really long time. Anyway, so we got it. I was really, really excited. And I have to say, well, first of all, he said the price. He showed me the receipt. I had a brief kind of look and thought, yeah, that looks about right. It was 37 something euros. So I just said, well, take 40, thinking I was giving him, €3 tip kind of thing for delivering. And then when we looked at the receipt, there was €5 that was added on for a delivery.
Yeah, well, it didn't actually say delivery. It said something like chosen surplus charge, but it was clearly a delivery charge.
Which is awful.
They didn't tell us that.
No, we've had Indian takeaway a million times, Chinese takeaway. They never charge for delivery. And if a company does, they need to tell you beforehand.
Yeah.
So I ended up paying bloody €8
for tip, basically, or delivery, yeah.
And if the food was amazing, it wouldn't have been so bad. But
it wasn't great,
I don't know who cooked it, but the chicken noodles tasted horrible.
Yeah, they had a really odd taste, very garlicky, and the spring rolls were almost inedible. I mean, they were just chewy, and it wasn't their best.
No.
And it's actually put me off ever wanting a takeaway from them again. I mean, it'd take me a while, I think, to go and actually eat in there after that.
I think it makes a difference. We were saying that some cuisines travel well and some don't.
Deep fried and things, or some, I don't know what it is, but it just, well, by the time you get it, and as soon as it's gone a little bit cooler as well, it's just not great. Whereas an Indian, it's fine. Get that delivered, even if you need to give it a quick heat up again. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Asian doesn't, does it?
No. So it really annoyed me. So we paid €40 for sushi. So one lot of sushi, one lot of chicken noodles and some spring rolls, which is ridiculous. As I say, 8 of it was a blooming tip.
Well, we're trying to say that €40 in the Indian restaurant, we would have had a banquet.
Yeah. So it annoyed me because it was a nice little treat. We were starving. We were really excited about delicious food, and the whole thing was a bit of a shambles. So that annoyed me. So it hasn't put us off Inch, and I don't want it to put you off Inch because we love the food there. But
I wouldn't recommend the takeaway.
I wouldn't recommend the takeaway.
Well, on our experience.
Also, a tip, if you're getting takeaway anywhere, check whether there's a delivery charge. I'm certainly going to do that from now on. When ordering, if we ever get takeaway, just say, is there a delivery charge? Just ask the question, then you know.
Yes, absolutely. And, we always said we would be very honest with our podcast. Good or bad food, we're not saying that they're always going to be bad, but I think it's important that we just let you know our experience, and you can make your own decision. Sarah in English.
Sarah in English articles, yes, there was the main piece was talking about the fact that there's going to be many bus, coach and taxi drivers in Spain striking tomorrow, Monday, the 28th of October, as well as the 11th, the 28th and 29th of November, and the 5th and 9th of December. It said the strike will be indefinite from the 23rd of December if no agreement is made with employers' organisations. Basically, they want to be able to retire at an earlier age.
Yeah, and I'm workers' rights and everything, I think it's really important. I'm not sure how I feel about strikes. I was subject to it when I went to the UK last year when the train strikes were on, and it caused chaos trying to get anywhere because I'm going to Crowborough. There's only one way in if you're not getting a taxi. And the train being on strike meant couldn't get out, stuck there. And the way they're saying it, we're going to do it on this date, and this date, and then indefinitely if we don't get our way, basically, I don't think is a right way to go around things.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because they obviously mean business and they know how much disruption it will cause. So if they're determined to reach a kind of decision and to make change, then I guess it's in their eyes, a really good way of doing it because you're forcing the authorities to make some decisions. If
they listen and if they don't, because we've seen again in the UK under the last government, they didn't give in at all.
No.
So there was just months and months, I think it went on a couple of years actually, of strikes. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on that one.
It's all feeling very wintry today because the clocks went back. So it was dark by like 7 o'clock in the evening, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was saying it's going to be dark when we get up tomorrow, but it's actually going to be the other way round. It will be lighter. Yeah, so the way to remember this, don't forget, is in spring, the clocks go forward. You spring forward and you fall back. Fall is obviously the American term for autumn, so fall back. And I have to actually use that because I can never remember.
Me too. Like I always have to go never eat shredded wheat.
Yeah, I do that as well.
It's very important, these things. Yeah. But there is more rain due, heavy rain due next week from tomorrow and a drop in temperatures. I reckon it's time to get the duvet out, don't you?
I think it could be.
Yeah.
I actually have long casual clothes on now.
Pyjamas.
Well, these aren't pyjamas. I don't wear pyjamas.
Okay. It was the Ironman in Marbella today. Over 200 triathletes competed, and interestingly, a record number of women and foreigners made up almost 3/4 of the participants.
And I've got to say, I didn't think I'd be able to do it after all of the exercise I've had this week, but I'm pleased to say I did it in record time.
Well done.
Yeah, and I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Yes, he didn't really, just in case you're wondering. In 2025, next year, Marbella will be the first Spanish town to host the Ironman World Championships. It will span 2 days with over 6,000 athletes expected. That's exciting.
Did you say championships?
I think I might have done championships.
Okay. I like championships. That sounds better. Sound like they're going to have a potato cookie contest.
What should we have for dinner? Let's have some championships.
And some pie.
Oh, dear. Talking of that, I had fish and chips at Hogan's at the quiz on Thursday night, and I really fancied mash, so I contemplating having fish and mash.
No.
That was everyone's reaction when I
contemplated.
No.
I'm glad I didn't hear this, because I would have had to have come there earlier and intervened. I would have actually rung the Hogan and said, do not give her mash with fish.
So I had fish and chips, and it was delicious. Something else that happened this weekend, there was the opening of Forum Marbella. I've seen lots of photos and videos. It looks really good. There's various different restaurants and bars. It all looks stunning. There's a new Spisa there, which is the Swedish supermarket.
One of our favourite supermarket.
Yeah.
Well, our favourite Scandinavian. It's the only Scandinavian.
Yes. It's the only one.
Good, though.
And Keto Royale that we used to love in San Pedro
This is where they go.
closed down, which was really sad because we loved that place.
And we also did a lot of international theatre studio stuff there, so that's a shame.
I know, real shame. They have now opened in this Forum Marbella, and it's called Planta Bistro. And I was reading the press release, and it says it perfectly captures the balance of healthy by day and naughty by night.
Well, sounds a bit like me.
I love the sound of it. It looks great, so I'm really looking forward to checking out Forum Marbella.
There's also a very good Italian restaurant there, and I can't remember the name of it.
Florentina.
That's the one, and that's meant to be very good, and it looks very classy. In fact, I'm looking forward to going there. We will report back. We've got a lot of places to report back on.
If only we had more time and money.
So if anyone would like to sponsor us to go out and eat...
We'll leave it there. It's good night from him.
And it's good night from her.